Imagine this, you are 30-year-old, you just bought your dream house, the realtor smiles, the banker shakes your hand, and the paper says congratulations. But buried inside those papers is a 30-year prison sentence, a $360,000 mortgage at 6.75% interest. That's not one house, that's 3 houses. By the end, you will have paid almost $850,000. The system doesn't want you to see this because the bank made you their best investment for the next 3 decades. But here's the truth, you don't have to play this game with just a few moves. Completely legal, safe and proven. You could slash the timeline in half. Today, I will show you 3 strategies to pay off your mortgage in 15 years or less and save yourself hundreds and thousands of dollars. And this is not theory. These are strategies that real people are using right now to break free from this debt slavery. And if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. Now let's get started. Strategy 1, the bi-weekly payment hack. Now most of homeowners pay once a month. That's 12 payments a year, right? But if you switch it to bi-weekly payments, half payments every 2 weeks, you're making 26 payments in 1 year. And think about it, most of the job pays you bi-weekly. So why not? And guess what? Those 26 half payments, that 13 full payments a year, not 12. So you, in a sneaky way, added one extra payment a year. Sounds very small, right? But watch this. Let's do the math. Now $360,000 mortgage at 6.75%. Monthly, it's $2,335 payment. Now bi-weekly, it will be $1,167 every 2 weeks. And as a result, your loan get paid off 5 years earlier with interest saved $80,000 plus. Now imagine this, those 5 years that you are free from mortgage, if you start direct depositing to your investment account in S&P 500, let's say, in some index fund, in 5 years, those $80,000 can cross over $100,000. So you're not just saving on your interest, but you are saving your time. That will make you even more money. So this is the real hack. And hear me out why it works. You're basically tricking your loan into shrinking faster. It's the same money, just timed better. Think about this, 5 extra years of freedom. That's 60 months where your paycheck goes to you, not to the bank. And this reminds me of James Clear. He talks about systems and discipline. So hear me out. Discipline is not about working harder. It's about designing your systems that quietly wins. So you are basically designing your system better. This is one of those systems bank couldn't tell you about. And why would they tell you? You are the best investment for the bank. You're making your money working 9 to 5 and giving your paycheck to banks. And they will never tell you. And that extra interest is their yacht money. And let me tell you a real story about Shara. She is 29-year-old teacher in Texas and she don't earn a lot, but she just switched from monthly payment to bi-weekly payments. And now she is on the way to be mortgage free by the age of 50. But most of her co-workers, they will be still paying at the age of 60. Same house, different life. Now it's time for strategy 2, the extra $100 per month method. Now what is that? So most people think that you need to throw a lot of money, like thousands of dollars at your mortgage to make a huge difference. But that's not true. Even $100 a month can change your entire timeline, and I will prove you how. Let's do the math. So extra $100, your loan will be paid off 4 to 5 years early with the interest saved between $55,000 to $70,000. Now if you put extra $200 per month, you are paying off your mortgage, guess what? 8 years early, and interest saved will be over $120,000. And if you pay $500 per month extra, you are saving 12 years of your mortgage, and interest saved will be over $220,000. Well, it might sound a lot to you, like $500 per month, but think about it. It's just $6,000 a year. So if you have any extra money like yearly bonus or tax refund, then if you transfer those money directly into the mortgage, you are cutting down 12 years of mortgage and you have 12 more years of freedom. That will be a lot of time that you have your mortgage money that you can invest and get even more returns. You are not just saving $220,000 in interest rate, but you are also having this opportunity to start investing and building more wealth. And here's the behavioral hack that how to achieve this. The trick is automation. Link this to something you already have, like a side hustle deposit, your tax refund, or even cancelled unused subscriptions. On an average, Americans spend over $1,500 in subscriptions. So if you have those money, if you cancel some of them, you should try to direct deposit and direct those money to your mortgage. If that money never hits your spending account, then in that case you will be making your payments faster. Now let me tell you a story about Jason and Mia in California. They redirected their side hustle money, which is Etsy shop, and around $150 per month it was going straight into the mortgage. So they cut down 6 years of their loan without even touching their day job income. That's 6 years of freedom that they will have. So imagine never spending those checks. Every dollar you waste on lifestyle creep is another month you stay chained to the bank. And that is why I'm stressing on this thing, that set up some systems and some direct deposit to your mortgage that you can do some extra payments. That really helps. You feel more relaxed and confident about yourself. Just imagine not sending those checks to the bank. Now you have $2,300 to spend or invest, and you don't want to be chained to this bank. Think about the $200 concert ticket. Fun night for sure, but it just cost you 6 months of freedom. And there is a famous quote by Neville Ravikant that money is just stored time. When you waste it, you are wasting life. And the third strategy I want to talk about is recasting and refinancing. Okay, so this one is for people ready to play chess instead of checkers. Recasting and refinancing. They sound similar, right? But they are very different weapons. Now recasting, what is that? You make a lump sum payment, maybe $10,000. The bank recalculates your loan, lowers your balance, and reduces your payments or terms. No new loan, no new payment. And most of the mortgage company does that. So not a lot of people know about it, but you can ask your mortgage company. They will help you understand. And what about refinancing? So you replace your old loan with a new one, usually at a lower rate or shorter term. Example, moving from a 30-year mortgage at 6.75% to a 15-year mortgage at 5.5%. For example, the original mortgage was $360,000 at 6.75% for 30 years, which totaled to $850,000 total cost. Now, if you refinance the same amount of mortgage to 15 years at 5.5%, that will be $522,000 total cost. So I'm talking about a savings of $326,000. So how you will do this power move? Do both strategically. Recast when you get a lump sum money, maybe on your bonus, maybe in your job, or maybe some inheritance. So recasting will lower your mortgage or lower the amount of time you are going to pay your mortgage. Now refinance your mortgage when the rate dips, like we just saw in COVID. You could save 10 years of your mortgage without earning a single extra dollar at work. And I will tell you a story about two families bought the same house in 2010. The Johnsons refinanced twice during the rate drops and throw bonus at recasting, but the Millers never touched their mortgage. Today, the Johnsons own their house, free and clean, but the Millers still cutting checks every month. Same income, same neighborhood, completely different futures. And that is why Morgan Housel have said, amateurs hope, but pros strategize. And this recasting and refinance is completely strategic. And it depends on you if you are smart enough to execute that. And I'm not telling it's easy, it's hard to time, but you have to be aware that how much is the interest rate on mortgages, and accordingly you can strategize and act. That will save you years of mortgage without doing extra anything. And that's how the wealthy treat their homes, not ball and chain, but as a weapon they control. And let me tell you, most of the millionaires in United States pay off their mortgage in 10.2 years. So why would they do that? They're smart. So strategy, consistency, and discipline, they all work together when you have financial discipline and you are chasing your dream to pay off your mortgage and be financially independent. And that can happen if you strategize. And now here is the bonus tip. It's totally up to you. Use your side hustle as a mortgage killer. Instead of letting extra income disappear into lifestyle creep, throw it on the principal. And as a result, you will save number of years you are going to pay your mortgage. For example, $1,000 per month side hustle. In 12 to 15 years, you will be completely mortgage free and you will be saving over $300,000. That one extra house that bank is looking for you to pay off for them. And here is the success story about Mark. He's 33-year-old, drives Uber 3 nights a week. Every dollar went straight to the principal. In 8 years, he cut 15 years off his mortgage. Now he's 41, completely mortgage free, and his friends still owe hundreds and thousands of dollars in mortgage. But he's completely free, chilling, going to vacations and saving his money into investment portfolios. And that's the difference between grinding for freedom and grinding for the bank. Let's flip the script for a moment. What happens if you do nothing? If you just keep making the minimum payments for the mortgage for next 30 years, the total amount paid will be $850,000. That's nearly $500,000 extra in interest. It's the biggest invisible tax that you will ever pay. And the worst part is people accept it as normal. They will fight over a $5 coffee but wouldn't think twice about handing the bank $500,000 in interest. Take Tom and Lisa for example. They bought their house in 1995. They paid every monthly payment on time. They never missed one. Today in 2025, their house is fully paid off. But they have spent more in interest than the house itself was ever worth. Now imagine if you have used even one of the hacks I talked about today. They could have been mortgage free by 2010 and spent their last 15 years enjoying their life debt free. Instead, they worked 2 extra decades just to keep the banks happy. The truth is, the system is designed so as you never notice. That is why I call the 30-year mortgage a debt trap disguised as the American dream. Warren Buffett have famously said, the chains of habits are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. And you need to understand that freedom is equal to wealth engine. And here's the hidden benefit no one talks about. Once your mortgage is gone, your money becomes a wealth engine. Imagine redirecting those $2,335 monthly mortgage amount into S&P 500 index fund that I talked about in the beginning. $2,335 per month invested for 15 years at 8% return will give you $820,000. That's almost a second home. But this time it's paid in cash. By paying off your mortgage early, you are not just saving interest, you are creating the opportunity to build wealth decades sooner. Most people retire at 65 broke, but they never freed up their biggest expense, which is mortgage. So let me leave you with this. Your mortgage is not just a bill, it's a test. The bank is betting you will stay asleep for 30 years, that you will pay quietly and never notice how much of your life they are taking. But you have a choice. With small, consistent moves, you can own your home in 15 years or less. That's not just financial freedom, that's life's freedom. Imagine walking into 40s or early 50s and instead of mortgage payment, you have options. Freedom to travel, freedom to work less, freedom to take care of your family, and all it takes is 3 strategies: bi-weekly payments, small extra contributions, and the smart refinancing and recasting. Most people will never do that, but if you do, you will never look at money or freedom the same way again. I really hope this video is helpful to you, and if you like this video, don't forget to comment freedom in the comment section if you're really serious about paying off your mortgage fast. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next video. Bye.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show